brief moment there, we had a picture of a somewhat placid Neil Armstrong closing his eyes momentarily. Another crewman to his left. I'm not sure at this point that I can make out who it was. It did appear it might have been Mike Collins.
Yes, following up. Go ahead, 11. Oh, Charlie, is that you? That's me. How are you there? Oh, just fine. How's the old white team today? The old white team's bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We're ever alert down here. Ever alert and vigilant. Hey, you got any medics down there watching heart rate? I'm trying to do some running in place down here, and I'm wondering, just out of curiosity, whether it brings my heart rate up. Well, they will spring into action here momentarily. Stand by.
That was Mike Collins commenting that he was doing some running in place exercises. And we may get a brief view of that a little later on in this transmission if the picture stabilizes and holds still for us.
Hello, 11. We see your heart beating. Okay, well, look at the CDR and the DMB, see if they go up any. We're all running this place. I'd like to see that site. Why don't you give us a TV picture of that one? I think that's great. You got it. Okay, it's coming in a ghost zone, Buzz. Guess Bruce said we don't have it here in the center.
What is going on, everybody? It is 6:56 p.m. In Florida, and I am going to be hanging out with you guys for just about an hour or so. So welcome, guys. As always, let me know if the music is a little too loud. I think I've found the sweet spot, but if it is too loud and it's talking over me, just let me know. But welcome to the stream, guys. David from the Romulan Star Empire. Dig the name. The first Galactic Empire. Carter Lovejoy, Lord Jared, Anthony Lozano. What's up, Jason? Mr. Saint Jake. Hut Productions, Tyler Fisher. What's up, Cole? The intro to the streams have a similar feeling to waiting for a concert to start. I like that. I like that. Jeremy Dixon, what's going on, man? Beck, 9nub. Carter Lovejoy once again. William Defoe's Fruitcake. All right. Reluctant Warrior. Hut Productions. FinFet. Damon Piacquadio. I'm gonna wait for this robot to read it, man. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water.
I don't know. Fly casual.
It's WrestleMania time and you're streaming.
My dude, Damon Piacquadio, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream. I greatly appreciate that, my friend. My buddy actually, let me see. He texted me a couple of minutes at 5:50. He said, watching WrestleMania again. I forgot it was tonight. Takes place in New York, Giants Stadium. Fucking packed from what I can see. Interested to see what the final count is, considering there's a ton of extra seats on the field too. And I had
Free super chat courtesy of YouTube Premium.
Oh, nice. Oh, really? That's cool, Jacob. I did not know that was a thing. Interesting. Jacob, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. But Damon, yeah, I've never been into wrestling. I watched a little bit of it when I was in middle school. I had like a Macho Man Randy Savage plush doll thing that you would punch in the face and he would say, "Oh, my nose." That's about it. So yeah, if you're into wrestling, WrestleMania is going on, I guess. So close out of this stream and go watch your watch her cartoons. No, I get why people like it. My buddy, he has a wrestling tattoo. He is super into wrestling. He used to be like a photographer, professional wrestling photographer. He's one of my good friends, and it's just, it's just kind of interesting. Like, I'm into Star Wars, he's into wrestling. Everybody's into their own thing, right? But I appreciate that, Damon. And Jacob SKRRT, free super chat courtesy of YouTube Premium. I had no idea that was a thing. I had no idea that you could do that. That's interesting, man. I appreciate that. I don't know if you can do that like once a week or something like that, Jacob, but I appreciate you using your free super chat on the old Hello Greedo channel, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to look into that. I have no idea what like YouTube Premium allows you to do, what it gets you, but I'll have to check that out for sure. Formerly Rodline, loved your video. I'm just curious if you think a movie can ruin a franchise for an individual, and do you think ruining a franchise applies to older movies or future movies? For an individual, yeah, well, I wouldn't, I've never seen a movie and then thought that it ruined a franchise for me. I've never read a book or a comic in a franchise that I like and then thought that it ruined the franchise to me. I think that's a little hyperbolic, wouldn't you say? Yeah, there's movies and there's episodes of shows and there's books and comics and games and franchises that I think are lacking or not really what I'm into. But I don't think I would ever claim something ruined something that I've had a lifelong love for. Does that make sense? But hey, if some people take it that way, if some people take it to that extreme, that's on them. Like, whatever. I don't have time.
Pray I don't alter it any further.
Damon P. Aquadio, I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it. I want some like Darth Vader voice modulation controls on my mixing board. Maybe I can. Let's see. No, I'm not even gonna mess with the settings right now. I wouldn't be able to get it back to where it was. I'll mess with it on my own time for sure. I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. What's the quotes after that? Let's see. Pray I don't alter it any further. Quotes. Let me see. Pray. Okay. Calrissian, take the princess and the Wookiee to my ship. You said they'd be left at the city under my supervision. I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. Darth Vader. Darth Vader, he makes promises, but he breaks promises. He's just so silly. He's just a silly goose. I appreciate that once again, Damon. Thank you so much for the support tonight, man. I hope you're having and had a fantastic weekend. Shadow of the Empire? What about it? Shadow of the Empire. It's one of my. It might be. Well, Star Wars Galaxies is without a doubt my favorite Star Wars game. I'm just curious. Well, not curious. Shadows of the Empire is probably in my top 3. Galaxies, Shadows of the Empire, and goddamn, I don't even know, man. Maybe Rogue Squadron, but back in the day, I didn't play as much Rogue Squadron as Galaxies or Shadows of the Empire. Shadows of the Empire, yeah, it probably goes Galaxies, Shadows of the Empire in terms of my 1 and 2, for sure. I would say so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fly casual.
Thanks for the answer. I think it's hyperbolic too.
Formerly Rodline, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Thanks for the answer. I think it's hyperbolic too. Yeah, it's a shame that people take it to extremes. I mean, we have a really good example, for me at least, right? If people think it kind of ruined everything for them, that sucks. But like, I don't have time to worry about that. It's like, oh, one sec. There you go, Damon. Thank you, man. One sec. It's, there's an example, right? The prequels came out, and what's really interesting is a lot of the people nowadays who have such an issue with the sequel trilogy are huge prequel fans. And then here I am. I had such an issue with the prequel trilogy, and a lot of folks in my generation did as well. It's extremely comparable to what's going on right now. But now a lot of us have rounded edges, and we're pretty cool with the sequel trilogy. It's really an interesting generational look at kind of the ebb and flow of outrage and then acceptance and outrage and acceptance. You know, that's not my Star Wars, this is my Star Wars, and then the new stuff comes out. That's not my Star Wars, this is my Star Wars, and it's, you know, obviously there's exceptions. I hear about those exceptions all the time from people who disagree with what I'm saying right now, and I don't know if they were around back in the day. Maybe they weren't, but it certainly was present in the fandom. A lot of hyperbole has been going on for a long time, and now it's just louder, because the internet is a lot louder. And, that's about it. Anyway, formerly Rodline, thanks for the support tonight, man. And Damon P. Aquadio, this deal is getting worse all the time. Is that a good Lando impression? That's horrible, right? I appreciate that once again, Damon. Thank you so much, man. This deal is getting worse all the time. That's not a good... I don't know. What do you think of the Black Series helmets from Hasbro? Are they any good? Jeremy Dixon. I've never seen one in person, and I'm going to say, you know, if you're looking for something that's screen accurate, if you're looking for something that is 501st approvable, and if you're looking for something that kind of, I don't know, toes the line of what looks like it was screen used.
Nice stream to wind down from working 2 back-to-back weekends. Also, did you see the Joker film with Joaquin Phoenix, and what did you think?
Beck, thank you so much. Good to see you, man. I appreciate that. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. So, yeah, Jeremy Dixon, I have not seen the... I don't even know what... I'm going to look him up. Black Series Stormtrooper. That's what you're talking about, right? Okay. Let's see. Well, they don't look too bad. Actually, they look a lot like the EFX helmet. Yeah, they don't look too bad. I think this is the first time I've ever looked at them. Black Series Stormtrooper helmet versus ATA helmet. I'm sure there's no comparison. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know, man. I have, yeah, if you Google Hello Greedo Stormtrooper armor, you'll see exactly what I have. I have not seen the Black Series Hasbro. I don't know anything about them. I'm sure, you know, if you're looking for something a little more accurate, it's probably not what you're looking for. But if you're just looking for a silly helmet to wear, then yeah, by all means. I'm sure it's, I'm sure it'll fit your, it'll suit your needs for sure. But, you know. And Beck, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Nice stream to wind down from, working 2 back-to-back weekends. Also, did you see the Joker film with Joaquin Phoenix, and what did you think? Is it out? Or are you talking about the trailer? Let's see. I don't think it's out, is it? October 4th. Okay. So no, I have not seen the movie yet. I've not had an advanced screener, but Brian Callen's in the movie? Interesting. But Beck, I'm glad the stream can be of assistance for you, man. Those back-to-back weekends, I'm sure, are killer. That's no fun. Unless you got a fun job, then it's fun. But most of the time, it's not, right? But no, I did see the trailer. It looks... I'm curious, because a lot of the trailer was music and slow shots and kind of... It looked... I thought it was a good trailer, but it didn't really, for me at least, it didn't really set up kind of what the movie's gonna feel like, and I like that. I like that. It was kind of a nice tease. While it was a full trailer, to me it felt like a little teaser, just because, you know, there was some dialogue and some stuff like that in it, but for the most part it was kind of like music, and it was almost like a dance number, right? It was almost like a dance number, and I think Joaquin Phoenix, well, the first time I ever heard that he was going to be cast as the Joker, I thought it was such a great role for him to play. Obviously, Heath Ledger kind of set the bar when it comes to the Joker, but I think Joaquin Phoenix is going to knock it out of the park. I have no question about it. He's, you know, everything I've seen him in, he kills it. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's a Warner Brothers movie. It's a DC movie. I'm crossing my fingers that it's gonna kick some ass. The track record has not been that great. thus far. It has a $55 million budget. That's interesting. I would have thought it would be a lot more nowadays with how expensive movies are. Let's see. How much... so the budget of Captain Marvel was $152 million. Almost triple what Joker was. Interesting. What else? Let's see. Avengers Endgame budget.
Fly casual.
Hey Coach,
Doesn't
how
have
did
it.
you create the Inside Star Wars videos? Really curious, love them videos. Halfway learned my lines so far. 18th can't come sooner.
Nice.
Zipper mouth face with
The
tears of joy.
Geek Talk Society, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. Let's see. Let's see. Avengers budget. Avengers Infinity War budget. The budget was $316 to $400 million. Oh my god. So the Joker movie's budget was $55 million. Infinity War, let's call it $370 million. That's crazy. Doesn't mean anything, right? You can have a low budget movie that kicks the shit out of a $400 million budget movie, right? That's what I'm really hoping with the future of Star Wars. I'm kind of hoping that some trilogies, some anthology films and stuff like that kind of do it on a shoestring budget. Make less expensive movies and get a little artsy with them, maybe a little different with it. I don't know. I kind of like that idea, making it a little. I don't know. I don't even know the correct terminology to spit out to reinforce what I'm thinking. But yeah. But I'm looking forward to it, Beck. Looking forward to it. Cross my fingers that I'm gonna dig it. And Geek Talk Society. Hey, Coach, how did you create the Inside Star Wars videos? Really curious. Love them videos. Halfway learned my lines so far. 18th can't come sooner. Nice. You still got a little bit of time to. Yeah, you're good. 11 days. You'll be good. You'll be good. But I appreciate that channel support, man. What am I reading? Hold on, one sec. Okay. Sorry, Geek Talk. I was reading something else. Inside Star Wars videos, you asked about how I made them. So, basically all I did was watch the movies and then I have a notepad next to me and I just jotted down some ideas where characters said lines of dialogue or where I thought I could easily green screen myself into scenes. That's how I made it. So I would either start with an idea or something stupid, some dumb ass idea that I had, and then I would look at the scene and figure out which direction I needed to be facing in order to record myself in front of the green screen and put myself in the scene. Sometimes, you know, I would have to cut out foreground things so the layers would put me in the background. Oh,
just wanted your thoughts on Raylo. Can it still happen? Am I weird for wanting it? Ha ha ha. Love your channel.
John Hand, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. So, yeah, that's Geek Talk. Basically, it was all green screen and me just kind of figuring out which direction to face and all that kind of stuff. Now, this goes with every single one of my videos. I record audio first. Audio comes first in every situation. So, what I would do is write out the script and then record audio for my lines of dialogue, and I would take out dialogue clips from within the movie, and then the entire video would be done. I would make the entire video, the audio would be done, and the last thing that I would do is jump in front of the green screen.
Nervous to see how X wraps things up.
First Galactic Empire, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. But yeah, that's pretty much how I did it, Geek Talk. It's, you know, I guess it's definitely sounds more complicated than it was, for sure.
Fly casual.
Take my money, you move milker.
Oh, sorry, AT-AT. I was confused because it read First Galactic's first, and I was confused there. AT-AT, thank you so much I appreciate that, guys. One sec. Let me catch up here. John Hand. Hey, Greedo. Just wanted your thoughts on Raylo. Can it still happen? Am I weird for wanting it? Ha 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 ha. Love your channel. I appreciate that, man. So, no, first of all, you're not weird for wanting it. You know, in The Last Jedi, there was an absolute connection between these two characters. And I think maybe that's why people want it to happen. And the thing is, I haven't looked into the Raylo thing that deep. I'm assuming on a base level it's that people want them to get together. I personally don't think that's going to happen. Do I want it to happen? You know, I don't. Either way, as long as it's interesting story, right? I rarely have any preferences for where I want these movies to go. All I want to do is just go along for the ride, as I've been saying for years. When Ryan Johnson said that the other day in an interview, I was like, holy shit. I wonder if he's been watching the Hello Greedo YouTube channel, because I've been saying that for 10 damn years. Ain't I been saying that, Miguel? That's kind of funny. But yeah, John, no, you're not you know, it's not, you're not weird for wanting that at all. I thought the connection that Rey and Kylo had in The Last Jedi was really interesting. You know, these two characters who are kind of lost. They don't really know their place in this story. Kylo had a couple, you know, kind of neglectful parents. If you read some of the non-film stuff in Leia and Han, they were kind of doing their own thing. And he got pushed to the backside a little bit. And Rey, you know, she is on her own. And in their kind of...
I don't know. Fly casual.
Their... Oh,
At least
one sec.
my comp days for this weekend will be used for Star Wars celebration.
Nice.
Can't wait to be a lazy couch potato watching celebration cheeky smile.
There you go, Beck. There you go, Beck. I appreciate that, man. Give me one sec. So yeah, I can't see it happening now, though. I can't see it happening now, despite that connection that these two characters who are lost found within one another, which was one of the more interesting things to watch, in my opinion, in the saga. That connection, that familiarity, the fear. You know, they relate to one another. They relate to one another. And no, you're not weird for wanting it. I guess it could still happen. It's not something that I technically am jumping for joy for or really want. And on the flip side, I don't mind if that happens whatsoever. But oh, one sec. Something outside is making a very loud noise. What? Okay, give me one sec, guys. You know what I think is happening? I gotta be right back. I'll explain it in a second, okay? Darth Plagueis 45, thank you so much for the super chat and channels, or not super, sorry man, I'm texting my wife back. Okay. One sec. I gotta run outside. Darth Plagueis, thank you so much for becoming the latest fleet member. Give me one sec. Okay, give me one sec. There is a stick in our AC unit, and it sounds like a goddamn helicopter is taking off. So I will be right back, alright? Give me one sec. That's the second time that's happened this week. Weird.
Fly casual.
Jai Wilkins, thank you so much. All right, guys, I got to catch up with these super chats and my appreciation to Darth Plagueis 45. So, yeah, that's the second time that's happened this week. A stick, I guess, falls from the giant tree above our house and lands perfectly in the top of our AC unit. And then the AC unit just continues to spin as the stick hits the blades. So it sounds just like outside, super loud. And the AC unit is right next to my daughter's bedroom. So when she's trying to sleep, you don't want that going on. But, all right, let me catch up here. First of all, Darth Plagueis 45, thank you so much for becoming the the latest fleet member. Welcome back. I know you were a fleet member before. Thank you so much for supporting the channel once again, man. You know the gist. You know the Discord role. We got that all fixed up, by the way. If you were having issues, it's all fixed up now. You know the gist that I do a supporter Q&A every month. And that supporter Q&A is going to be tomorrow night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, around then. So tune in for that if you can. But dude, thank you so much for becoming the latest fleet member. Once again, if everybody in the chat could do me a big favor and say welcome to the fleet, Darth Plagueis 45, I would greatly appreciate that. All right, there we go. First Galactic Empire. Are you nervous to see how 9 wraps things up? I don't think nervous is the right right word to use. I used to get a little kind of, oh my god, how's it gonna be? How's it gonna be when I first sat down and watched these movies? I've kind of rounded my edges on that, and I just kind of like go along for the ride, and I like and dislike what I like after the fact. You know, I don't really have jitters or nerves before I go see the movie. Or I don't have jitters or nerves to see how it ends out, or ends up rather. I'm more curious than anything. I'm more curious what they're gonna do and how things are gonna come full circle. You know. So we've had the grandfather bloodline of Luke. Now we have not the son, but the nephew bloodline of Luke, and I like that. There's 3 generations of Skywalker blood, and I like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I like the before Luke and after Luke look at the entire Skywalker saga. I dig it. So no, I'm not nervous. I'm curious. I'm nervous for J.J. Abrams. I was nervous for J.J. Abrams in 2015 when I sat my ass down in the theater to see The Force Awakens. Imagine that pressure, man. Imagine the pressure of making new Star Wars. Even George Lucas in '99, right? Imagine that pressure. Yeah, crazy. So, no, I'm not nervous. I'm curious. Curious is definitely the correct terminology, but yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, AT chat, thank you so much, man. Take my money, you moof milker. I appreciate that that support tonight, man. And moof milker, you're the moof milker, son of a bitch. No, I appreciate that support tonight, man. And I appreciate the support in the fleet and all that jazz as well. JJ is gonna kill it. Yeah, I agree. I remember when he first got tacked on to episode 7. He became the director. I was actually hoping for him for a long time before the directing announcement came out. I was pretty damn excited because I've always enjoyed his films. He knows how to make a good movie. They're always fun and enjoyable, and yeah, I've always liked him. There was a certain segment of the fandom who were kind of like mad and angry, but that's how the internet goes. That's how the fandoms go, right? 2013. Oh my God, J.J. Abrams. Oh my God. Oh, blah, blah. That was a very small segment, though. It's interesting. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Beck, thank you for the super chat and channel support as well. At least my comp days. At least my comp days for this weekend will be used for Star Wars Celebration. Can't wait to be a lazy couch potato watching Celebration. That's it. That sounds perfect. That's kind of what I'm gonna go for too. Well, the episode 9 panel happens on a Friday, right? So I will be watching my daughter. I'm kind of hoping she goes down for a nap right when that panel begins, and she can wake up when it ends. Or I kind of hope she is awake until about 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then I will put her down for a nap, and then I'll hop on a stream to talk about it for about an hour and see if she'll nap and let me talk about some Star Wars for a bit. But dude, that sounds perfect. Enjoy it. Just having the stream going, vegging out. Last Celebration, I watched most of it. I went for 1 day. It was fun. I liked watching it though. It was, in the first one, I watched the entire thing, basically. Not the first one, but the one for The Force Awakens. That was extremely exciting. But enjoy it, man. Enjoy the weekend on the couch. I can't think of a... I don't know. It's just perfect. It's perfect. It's like the it's like WrestleMania for Star Wars fans, right? So that's a mess. I'm only saying that because it's going on right now. Not that anybody here cares. Finally done with all my uni assignments. Congrats, Jai. Congrats, man. That's big shit. That's a huge weight off your shoulders, right? Working on this stuff, pushing, and then it's just like just relief, and then the next thing comes around to stress you out that you have to work on. But congrats, Jai. Congrats on pushing through and kicking some ass, man. And I appreciate that support tonight. It's good to see you, man. God, it feels like the world was different before the first episode 7 teaser was released. Doesn't it, Arizona? It does. It definitely was. I mean, look, that was more than 4 years ago when the first teaser came out. When was that? So was I in London at the time? Let me see. The Force Awakens teaser trailer. Okay, so that was November 28th, 2014. So that was what? Well, 2014. So 4.5 years ago or so. More than that? Somebody do the math on that. I'm dumb. It's just like hard to believe. Hard to believe. It's been that long, you know? I mean, God, it just felt... It had just gone by so fast. So fast. And the world was different. I mean... You know... I don't know. I guess people were... Maybe I was just didn't... Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I just weren't as many assholes out there. Maybe people have just kind of like figured out how to monetize exaggeration and assholishness. I don't know. World was definitely... It felt different for sure. Yeah. It was rough. I never realized how hard it is to design characters. I finally finished my character design assignment that has eaten like 20 hours worth of work. Damn. Designing character. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you take time with it. I'm sure a lot of your fellow students just drew some fucking simple ass monster and said this is Glork from Planet Mork and, and just came out with some stupid ass sci-fi sounding shit. But yeah, if you take time, I'm sure like all the little details and intricacies of a character's personality or their backstory, you got to really have a passion for that kind of stuff, you know, fictionalizing a person or a character. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if I have it in me, to tell you the truth. I don't know if I have it in me. Today's a sad day. Oh yeah, Clone Wars is off Netflix. I did finish... what was that episode called? Ritual? No, not Ritual. Revival. I finished the Revival episode. Is that what it was called? Yes, Revival. I finished that episode, wrote a script. I will be getting my nephew's DVDs probably this week. And then I can get back onto it. I wish it was still on Netflix, but no. Oh well. Oh well. Oh yeah, me and my wife watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse last night. God damn, that was fun. That was a fun movie. I didn't know anything about it until we sat down and watched it. I know everybody was praising it. I got a lot of people telling me on Twitter to watch it, so we sat down and watched it. That was I mean, that was one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen. It was animated. I thought it was better than Black Panther. I thought it was better than Ant-Man. I thought it was better than, like, most of the Marvel movies that I've seen. I really enjoyed it. Kind of a self-contained story, not too big. And when it does get a little big and crazy, they have a lot of fun with it, and it's just, they don't, you know, it doesn't take itself too serious. And I wish Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man was in there a lot more, though. My wife said, my wife even said that first, and I completely agreed with her. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Oh, yeah. There we go. I'm not sure, Carter, if Clone Wars Season 1 through 6 will be on Disney+. I would assume so. I would assume so. Yeah. I would assume so. Yeah, I would think it would be on Plus with the new season. Yeah, that's kind of how yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Yanni. It makes complete sense. I can't imagine why it would be taken off of Netflix unless it was going to be put on that, their streaming service, you know? Thoughts on what Rian Johnson said recently, CJ? When I heard what he was saying about just kind of going along for the ride and all that kind of stuff, being fine with everything, I sat back and I was like, oh, I wonder if he's been watching some. Well, it's just kind of crazy how parallel thinking what he said was with what a lot of things that I've said in the past leading into these movies have been. I don't know. I like that attitude. I think that's probably the best attitude to have for creators and fans of things, you know. Have you ever played Borderlands before, Jai Wilkins? I have only played... Let's see. I don't think I've ever played the first one. I played the second one just because my buddy had it and he wanted to do co-op. So I don't think I've ever played the first. I played the second. Actually, let me double check that. Let me see. Let me pull up Steam. And I have Borderlands. Oh, no. I have Borderlands 1. Oh, okay. I just have Borderlands 1. I guess so. I've never played Borderlands 2. I have Borderlands Game of the Year Edition on Steam. I've only played 109 minutes of it. So I haven't really played much of it. I have not really, much of it at all. I've played it for like an hour and a half. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know why I never got into it. I don't know. So, you know, I don't even know if I'll get the third Borderlands, to tell you the truth. I just, you know, I'm trying not to buy new games if I haven't finished all my old games. I'm just still into Division right now. I don't really have that much time to play anything, to tell you the truth. I still haven't finished Red Dead. That is something that I need to finish before I think of buying any other game. So yeah. And Borderlands, you know, I really like the art style. I've never really gotten into the obviously I never really got into the gameplay from the first one. So yeah, I'm not too pumped for it. Not too pumped for it. Because he's the trooper, Star Wars. All right. You're probably the only guy I know that says nice things about Rian Johnson. Well, that's silly. CJ, that's silly. I'd say nice things about anybody. Anybody. Even if I disagree with them. I'm not saying I disagree with Ryan Johnson. But to say nothing nice about anybody? That's silly. Moth Meta! Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for becoming the latest fleet member, man. Welcome to the fleet once again. I greatly appreciate that. It's always good to see you, man. Moth Meta, as you know, you already know this, but Discord role in the Hello Greedo Discord server for supporting the channel through the fleet. Also, I plan on doing the monthly Q&A tomorrow. I don't know if you'll be able to make it, but it'll be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time around them. But welcome back, shipmate. Welcome aboard. I might actually, you know, Moth, I always ask the questions on Patreon, and then I show those questions, you know, on the live stream from Patreon. But I'm kind of thinking that I'm also going to, you know, the community tab on YouTube. I think I'm gonna post questions on there and restrict it to just fleet members, so I can also get fleet member questions and patron questions, because I know a lot of fleet members can't make the live chat because I do it at a specific time, and it's kind of wonky for different time zones and stuff like that. So, but anyway, Moth, thank you so much, man. Could everybody in the chat do me a big favor and say welcome aboard? Welcome to the fleet, rather. Welcome to the fleet, Moth Meta. Once again, thank you so much, man. Welcome to the fleet. No, I'm not going to Star Wars Celebration, Brian. Got invited, declined, because I don't want to miss my daughter's birthday. It's her first birthday, and don't want to miss it, man. Cannot miss that. Cannot miss it. Ah, man. I like this song. Might be my favorite song on this playlist. It's what I opened the stream up with. Sorry, guys. I'm just listening a little bit. Take it easy, Gary the Stormtrooper. Thanks for stopping by. What are we talking about, EA axing? It's been, oh, for the new single-player Star Wars game. Yeah, there's no way they're going to axe it. I mean, it's already announced. It's like the single game that they've announced so far. There's no way. That they cancel games before they announce games. That's why you never hear of games. Like, for the most part. That's why you never officially hear of games. There's probably been so many canceled games in the history of games. You know what I mean? And it's probably just a common occurrence. And then, you know, whether it be in like the initial phase, the idea, the design phase, it just gets canceled, whatever. But then maybe it'll leak out that something got canceled, and you know they only had a couple sketches and an idea and a notebook. It got canceled. But that's not the case here. No, there's no way it's gonna get canceled. I want more fucking Star Wars games, man. I've said this ad nauseum, but we're definitely in a Star Wars game drought, right? It's I don't know. We need more. We're definitely lacking. I made a video not too long ago kind of showing the amount of Star Wars games we had per decade or per 5-year period, and there's no question that we're kind of in a huge down slope. Hopefully there's going to be a lot of announcements at Celebration. I'm crossing my fingers that, you know, Fallen Order isn't the only upcoming Star Wars game. Really crossing my fingers. But we'll see. We'll see. Do you think Jabba's son could appear in Episode 9? No, I don't. Have you seen Apollo 18? No, Unloose Prism 43. I always wanted to. You know, obviously it's a very silly idea. Well, the idea is cool. Silly premise. But I like the idea. You know, there was Apollo 11 through 17. The last mission to the moon was Apollo 17. In this movie, Apollo 18, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is how it goes, but that history, it's kind of alternative history where they actually do an Apollo 18, and then they encounter monsters? Or something? I've always wanted to see it because I thought it just kind of sounded neat. But yeah. I would rather have a 10 out of 10 Star Wars game than a 10 out of 10 Star Wars movie. What about you? Spinexel Gaming. I'm, you know... Oh, man. It depends on what the game is. You know, if it's like a Force Unleashed... thing about a Force Unleashed kind of game is that, you know, I've played games like that before. I want something different. I don't know. What would a 10 out of 10... I might be with you there, Spinexel. I might be there with you. Just because I'm craving a Star Wars game that's not Battlefront. So I'm almost at that point. But yeah, you're right, Yanni. We can have both. I agree, Moth. Yeah. Greedo, saw your tweet. Let me read that real quick, actually. Let me find that. So here is a review. Here's a little... an Empire Strikes Back review from the Washington Post, May 23rd, 1980. All right, this is a little section of the Washington Post review for The Empire Strikes Back in 1980. It says, quote, "The Empire Strikes Back has no plot structure, no character studies, let alone character development, no emotional or philosophical point to make. It has no original vision of the future, which is depicted as a pastiche," is that how you say that word? I don't know. "Of other junk culture formulae." You know, reviewers are very serious. They're very serious when they use big, fancy words. "Such as the Western and the costume epic in the World War II movie. Its speciality is special effects or visual tricks, some of which are playful, imaginative, and impressive, but others of which have become space movie cliches." And my favorite one is from The Hollywood Reporter. It says, "As to the present episode, despite a couple of phoned-in messages from Ben Kenobi, Alec Guinness, which, collected, must last all of 40 seconds, most of Luke Skywalker's good advice comes from a fascinating green-hued character named Boba Fett, and I'm still not certain whether he's a skillfully animated puppet or a real-life human being. Whichever, he's one of Lucas's strongest assets in Star Wars incarnation." I just love that review because the reviewer, it was obviously 1980. He couldn't Google things, and he mixed up Yoda for Boba Fett. He probably just saw like green character and then, or who was that green guy? Who was that? Maybe he's called his friend. Who was that green guy? Boba? Yeah, Boba. I just love it. It's kind of neat. Oh yeah. I know I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. I haven't seen a movie in the theaters since Solo. I just haven't had time, man. Baby daughter. So it's almost been a year. Almost been a year since I've been to the movies. No, I haven't played Spider-Man for the PS4. I don't have a PS4. The game looked fun, though. Sometimes those exclusive games kind of piss me off because I don't have a chance to play them. Especially as a PC gamer. You miss out on Halo for decades. You know. Yeah. What is with people and boycotting shit? Like, the same people that are boycotting shit are the same people that used to roll their eyes at boycotting shit. It's very, very strange how, like, spectrums flip. For the most petty bullshit people get so upset about. Fuck. I feel like as I'm navigating the internet, I'm just constantly rolling my goddamn eyes. Does anybody else out there feel that way too? Like, just people taking shit way too serious, overblown reactionaries, just looking at things through these prisms, these lenses. Everything's out to piss them off, so it seems. This just gets so goddamn exhausting. It just gets so goddamn exhausting. I don't know. What happens when you add politics in movies? That is every movie ever. Like, I don't know, man. It's so weird to me. Every movie ever. Fucking George Lucas said the original trilogy was like a reflection of Nixon's White House and the Vietnam War. There's literally quotes that Anakin says and the Emperor says in the prequel trilogy that are direct quotes of George W. Bush speeches. Like, this shit is not new. It's not new. It's always been there. Not just in Star Wars. This shit has fucking always been there, and now the people who were too young to notice it back then are noticing it now, and they're getting upset about the new stuff. Every movie. It's like, I can't wait for the people that watch the new Picard Star Trek show to go, well, we'll get your political messaging out of my Star Trek. Have you never seen Star Trek? All it is an allegory, a metaphor for modern life. That is all Star Trek has ever been.
I don't know.
It's so
Fly
silly.
casual.
Absolutely hate boycotts. I roll my eyes as well.
AJ Caraballo, 95, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate it. Absolutely hate boycotts. I roll my eyes as well. Yeah, I mean, it's like one thing for, you know, for certain huge reasons. Yeah, sure. But it's so silly. So many people are just like, there is definitely, especially on the internet, with people that, you know, gain a little bit of a following, there is an absolute inflation of importance and ego and, like, influence, to where people think that their influence matters, and it doesn't. It's very strange, like these bubbles that get birthed, and then it's like, I don't even know how to describe it, like kings of bubbles and queens of bubbles. And there's these just bubbles of communities that I don't know. Like, I don't want anybody in this chat to just listen to me, just watch me, just listen to my opinions. That shit is goofy. Go out and listen to everybody. Anybody that I disagree with, listen to them. That's important. But some people, man, they just, all they do is just listen to reinforced opinions, reinforced ideas, reinforced philosophies, reinforced shit that they already agree with. And that is scary to me. That is scary. That's scary. Anyway. But AJ, I appreciate that that super chat and channel support, man. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I need to check my email. I think I saw you in there. But yeah, I'll check it soon. Dude, I'm so bad at DMs and emails and stuff like that. You know, I barely have time to make videos as it is, and I let things go by the wayside. Well, yeah. But I appreciate that. Oh, man. I feel like I'm in the back seat next to a car seat with your daughter in a nice BRNA G? Brenna? G? That's funny. Yeah, you're sitting in the back seat of my Subaru Crosstrek, flying towards the Andromeda Galaxy, which is 2.5 million light years away from Earth. 2.5 million light years. And we're about halfway there, so we have 1.25 million light years to go. So, yeah. Good art and entertainment has always had a message, so to speak. It's a reflection on the world and truth. That's what a theme is. Absolutely. That's what science fiction... I mean, even Steven Spielberg had a great quote. I'm not going to look it up right now, but about science fiction being... always being commentary on the present world. That's how it's always been. I mean, from Logan's Run to Star Trek. I mean, science fiction was basically created to tell stories about our world through the lens of science fiction, to teach lessons and stuff like that. Even the Twilight Zone, it was all social commentary. All social commentary. People just, I guess people never realize it. They just think it's, I don't know. It's weird. That's weird. It's important. That's what science fiction has always been about. Looking forward. Commentary on the modern world. You know. Because, you know, if Star Trek was took place in the modern world and it tried to teach all these lessons, it would be so apparent that people would just be turned off by it. But if you tell these stories, these allegories, these metaphors for the modern world and modern society through the lens of the, I don't know, what, 24th, 25th century, then the edges get a little more rounded. People can accept it a little more. It's interesting. It's interesting. Nobody's fucking doing that, ninjas. You're overreacting. Stop. Don't be silly. Canto Bite. Yeah, I didn't like Canto Bite either. New Twilight Zone. Dude, I really want to see it. I haven't seen, well, I don't have CBS All Access. But I saw that the first episode was available on YouTube, so I'll have to check that out. Alright, guys. I got to get going. I'm gonna pop some popcorn. I'm ending it a couple minutes early just because my throat is on fire. I think it's the pollen. I've been out, we were outside all day. Got a little bit of sunburn. I'm kind of worn out. And I think the pollen is kind of destroying my throat right now. Getting a little scratchy. So I'm gonna hop off, fill up my water bottle again, and probably watch an episode of a show with my wife. We'll see. Actually, yeah, alright, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in on this Saturday evening, or Sunday evening. I'm all turned around, man. So yeah, I'm hoping to have that Clone Wars video up probably middle of the week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. And then I have a couple more ideas. Where did my notepad go? There we go. I have a couple more ideas written down. So I'm hoping to get 3 or 4 videos out this week, but you know how that goes. Things always come up. But we shall see. Yeah, I got a couple fun ideas written down. But alright, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me run down the list for this evening. AJ Caraballo, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Moth Meta, thank you for becoming the latest member of the fleet. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Jai Wilkins, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Darth Plagueis 45, welcome to the fleet once again, man. Beck, thank you for the super chat and channel support. AT Chat, thank you for the super chat and channel support. First Galactic Empire, thank you for the super chat and channel support. John Hand, thank you for the super chat and channel support. The Geek Talk Society, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Damon Piaco Dio, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Formerly Rodline, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Jacob SKRRT, thank you for the super chat and channel support. There we go. I don't think I missed anybody. Nice. Alright, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me for about an hour. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'll definitely play a game tomorrow. I'm kind of in the mood to fire up like Dark Forces, something like that. Old school Star Wars FPS. Alright. Enjoy the last remnants of your weekend. And I will see you next week. Not next week. We're already in next week. What am I talking about? I'll see you tomorrow. Goobers. Alright, later. I'm gonna actually change songs. Let's see. Let's change songs. What should I pick? Let's do this. I always like this song. Actually, one sec. Here we go. One sec. Where is that base visualization? Copy. Paste. Let's move that. Do a little base visualization right there. Okay, cool. I think that's a good spot. Maybe a little more to the left. Is that centered? Let's see, a little more to the left and down. Let's go a little bit more down. Here we go. A little bit more down. That's good. That looks good. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. See ya.